Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 2020 Global Read Aloud. It is Mr. Sarlo, and we are reading the book Planet Omar Accidental Trouble Magnet. And today we're going to be reading Chapter 9 from that book. Okay, so a little bit of a recap. Omar and his family have moved to their new house because his mom has gotten her dream job. His mom and dad are both scientists. Omar is the middle child. He has an older sister named Miriam and a little brother named Isa. He has gone to school and made a friend named Charlie, and he's actually having a good time in school. I think in Chapter 8, it kind of got into how he is having, a little bit better of a time at school, except for the one kid, Daniel, who is giving him and Charlie problems, okay? He seems to be a bit of a bully to Omar. And then we have this other kind of thing going on where they have this neighbor named Mrs. Rogers, who is an old lady, and she is... We kind of don't know what her deal is yet, but in the last chapter, in Chapter 8, they tried to make something called biryani, which is a special Pakistani dish, and bring it over to Mrs. Rogers, and she didn't seem to want anything to do with that. I don't know why. She did make a comment about, the Muslims cooking their smelly onions or something, I think she said. So we're going to have to read on and find out, what all that is about with Mrs. Rogers. All right, so let's read Chapter 9 without further ado. Here we go. Mom and Dad were so happy that I was doing well at school that they said I could invite Charlie over. They obviously didn't know the bit about me not actually doing well at school 100%, because Daniel made most days 40% bad. Well, depending on how much he felt like a big, huge grump that day, he sometimes made them 60% bad. I wonder why he was worse on some days, and I imagine him walking to school and slipping on rotten apples. If you've ever seen a rotten apple, you know that they're really slimy and soft and can make you fall right down if you ever step on one, even more than a banana peel. So the more rotten apples he slipped on, the worse he felt and the more mean he was. That could be it. There had to be something. Charlie was mega excited about coming over. I asked him if he wanted to have pizza, and he said yes, which is what I knew he would say because every kid loves pizza. Unless they're allergic to cheese, like my cousin Fiza, who does lots of farts and gets really bad tummy aches if she eats it. So it sounds like Fiza might be lactose intolerant. Charlie told me all about the flavors that he hates tasting in food, but luckily none of them are on pizzas. Peanut, coconut, banana, cinnamon, coffee. Charlie was very polite to my mom and dad when he came over. He said extra pleases and thank yous, and he smiled an extra lot. I've been hearing so much about you, Charlie, said Mom. Oh, thank you, said Charlie. It's so nice to have you over, and you can come anytime you want, said Dad. They were being so cheesy. I imagine them as blocks of cheese, the holy kind that they draw in cartoons, but which I've never actually tasted. Miriam decided to hang out near us and show off like she always does. The weird thing about it was Charlie actually liked her. She even came with us to play soccer in the backyard. She used to play soccer normally, but recently she started giggling a lot and celebrating with loud yays. It's super annoying. Charlie didn't seem to mind, though. He laughed right along with her, the way he does with me, but not really with many other people in the class. All this laughing made Mrs. Rogers come into her backyard to investigate. She must have been on the phone because she was talking to the person called John again. She said it very loudly. Oh, I can hear the Muslims. They're being noisy again, John. She said it very loudly. I mean, really, why can't they play quietly like good children? I can't take this much ridiculous noise. We all looked at each other, suddenly silent. We couldn't see her face over the fence, just the top of her white hair, and then we burst out laughing and ran inside to eat our pizza. Okay, so here's another comment. She does mention them being Muslim again, so I think Mrs. Rogers may have a problem with the fact that a Muslim family moved in next door. That's what I'm thinking right now. And that is actually the end of Chapter 9. Okay, so Chapter 9 was a pretty short chapter. Omar had his friend Charlie over. Miriam was hanging out with them also, and they were playing soccer in the backyard, and Mrs. Rogers was talking to somebody named John again, which, as an old lady, I would have to guess that this would be maybe her son, probably something like that. But she seems to have a problem specifically with the fact that there is a Muslim family living next door. I hope that's not the case, but to me, that's what it seems like. And we'll have to keep reading to find out what happens in chapter 10. See you guys later.